Look at this, people. Intern crew of L'Oréal Canada. Is this like fully uncranked? Okay. Just gonna back up a bit. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Cassie Nevis from Style by 7. If this is the first time you stumble across one of my videos, well, welcome, and subscribe down below if ever you want to join our little, very little family on YouTube here. So today's video is actually a highly requested video that I wanted to initially film at the beginning of the summer when I got hired by L'Oréal, and I just thought it would be actually smarter to do it at the end when I really experienced the whole thing, and I can give you more insight on how I got recruited as well, because that was one of the big questions I received. So here we are. Since I'm very old-fashioned, I took notes in my Maybelline Make It Happen, can you guys see? Carnet, so I don't forget what I want to talk about right here. So the first topic we're going to talk about is a little bit about my position. So I was the digital marketing and PR intern for Maybelline and Essie, which are two brands that I deeply love. First foundation ever when I was 16 that I bought was the Maybelline Fit Me, and still to this day I absolutely love that foundation. It's amazing. And I used to get gifts from Essie on my birthday, so it's really funny to think that brands that I actually grew up with would be brands I would be working with in the future. Like, if you would have told me at 16 years old that I would be working for Maybelline and Essie at 22 years old, I would have LOL'd. So the way that the internship program works at L'Oréal is that each intern has a project to work on during the summertime. Now, some people had really big projects that they would really work through the 4 months, and other people, like myself, would have mini projects to work on, and that kind of made that my days were really very different from one day to another, and that some days I had a priority more in marketing, some days I had more of a priority in digital marketing, and then the other day would be more priority to work on PR. So to give you guys an overview of my project, my first project was to plan Maybelline and Essie's Facebook organic social posts calendar. My second project was to revamp Maybelline and Essie's Amazon stores because they hadn't been like updated in a very long time, so I revamped the whole thing to make it more consumer friendly and have a better customer experience. I also worked on the newsletters that we sent out for Maybelline and Essie. I also worked on Facebook collection ads. Another little project that I had was to work on an influencer campaign for the Dream Urban cover makeup that we launched during the summertime. So I had a lot of different things, but my main projects were those. On a daily basis, like I mentioned, my days would really change from one day to another, and I actually did like a typical day in my life at L'Oréal vlog, and I'll link it down below if ever you haven't watched it. But we usually start at 8:30 and finish by 5:30. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But really, they are super flexible as long as you get your work done, which is amazing, and I find that is great because it did help me eventually juggle everything I had to do. The way that the internship program is built is that it starts at the beginning of May and it ends until the mid-August. So I literally just finished yesterday. And throughout the internship, you'll have obviously work to get done, but you also have different activities with interns or the corporation itself. And towards the end, on the last week of your internship, you'll have a final presentation in front of the managers and the vice presidents and the president of the division you are working for. So it's a very stressful moment. That's why you probably saw in my stories this week that I was like, oh, final presentation is done. You show all the managers what you have been working on and the results and what you liked about the internship program. And it's just the fact that I personally never am stressed when it comes to presentations. Like at school, I'm super chill. When I go on TV, I'm usually super chill, but this time I was super stressed because these are important people, and honestly, if they don't like a presentation, they might not want to hire you in the future. And on the opposite, if they do, maybe they'll be like, oh my god, we want her in the company. So that is how the internship program is built in general. Now moving on to the most frequently asked question this summer, so how I got recruited, so how I got my internship at L'Oréal. So for those that haven't been following me, and for those that are, I'm so sorry because I'm going to repeat myself again, but I am currently studying in business at HEC Montréal, and I'm going to have a double major in marketing and IT. And L'Oréal Canada actually hosts a case competition every year called Brandstorm in some of the biggest business schools across Canada, and HEC Montréal has the opportunity to participate in that case comp. Last school year, I participated with some friends, and it was regarding skincare, and honestly our project was not solid at all. I was really disappointed in what we had submitted, so I was very surprised, and a couple of months later I got an email saying that L'Oréal Canada was interested in meeting me to potentially be part of the internship program. Even though we didn't pass the first round, I did get my first interview with L'Oréal. And the way that the interviews went, so the first time I met with a HR representative that just was very casual conversation, spoke about what I do, what I study, my extracurricular activities, etc. So just kind of talk about your CV in general. And then a couple of weeks later, I got another interview, and this time it was with the marketing director of Maybelline. So they kind of try and spot your personality and try to match it with a brand or a division. For those that don't know, L'Oreal, the way it's made is that it's divided into 4 divisions. So you have Luxe, which obviously is a more luxury designer brand such as Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, Kiehl's, Lancôme. I can go on for so long. And then another division is ACD, which is Active Cosmetics division. So that's going to be more related to skincare, so La Roche-Posay, Vichy, Dermablend, etc. once again. And then you have PPD, which is Professional Product division. And that is more related to hair care, so more of a B2B because we sell to salons, for example. So Redken, Kerastase, L'Oreal Expert, and so L'Oreal Professional, I'm sorry, and so on. And then finally, the division that I was working on is called CPD, which is Consumer Products Division, so it's more drugstore related products. So we have Maybelline, we have Essie, we have NYX, we have L'Oreal Paris, we have Garnier. So they try and match your personality with either a whole division itself or a specific brand, and they thought that I would fit in very well with Maybelline. So I met with the marketing director of Maybelline for my second interview, went very, very well. Then a couple of months went by and I had no news from them, and I was kind of like, okay, well I guess this isn't a good sign. Until, as I was shopping for my trip to Paris, I got a call from a girl in HR, and she was like, we're offering a position in digital marketing, but we cannot confirm yet the brand or the division. Do you accept? I was like at Carrefour Laval, and I was kind of like, and I was alone, and I was just so excited, and so I was like, of course, yes, I'm really excited to work with you guys. And then later on, maybe 2 weeks before starting my internship, that is when I got the confirmation that I was working for Maybelline and SC, and that not only was I doing digital marketing, I was also going to be doing PR. So it was kind of a surprise for me because I don't have that PR background, but I do have a feeling that because I'm a content creator, they thought it would be a good match. Now, that's how I got my internship. It was a very long process, but very, very worth it. And all that to say, if ever you can participate in the brand storm and want to enter at L'Oreal, that's a great way to have your first foot in the door of the company. Now, moving on to how I juggled it all. A lot of people are like, oh my god, how do you do it? How do you have a full-time job and have your content creator on the side and have a social life? Well, to be quite frank with you, I had a very, very hard time with that this summer. I always had a little bit of difficulties juggling everything when I was in school. But when you're in school, you can have, I had either 3 hours of class per day, 6 hours of class, or no class whatsoever. So it was very easy for me to just, you know, kind of fill in the blanks of when I had no school, I can do this, and when I had only 3 hours in the afternoon, I can do this. But now, I mean, I'm literally working from 9 to 5, from Monday to Friday, so the only time off I had was in the evenings on the weekends. So I'm not gonna lie, I had a very, very hard time creating content this summer. You guys probably saw that I was not posting daily, and that I would maybe sometimes miss a whole week without posting because I did not have necessarily the time to create as much content as before. Another thing that kind of made it difficult for me is that working in PR means I was often on social media, and it might be dumb to say, but being on social media all day when I would be coming home at night, I didn't feel like being on social media anymore. I wanted to just live my life and have a little bit of fun this summer and do other things. So it was very hard for me to be like, okay, well now I'm at work, I'm on social media for work, and then come home and I'm like, oh, well, I have to be on social media for my other work. At points I was not as motivated, so it was very difficult, but I tried my best to juggle it all. Another thing is that I haven't had much of a social life this summer. I missed out on a lot of things. I haven't traveled. So it just comes to show you that yes, I managed to overall juggle it all, but it was far from being perfect, and I wish it could have been different. And if I can go back, I would change some things, and I would motivate myself more to create more content, because summertime is a time to create content. But I mean, I learned from this experience, and I will know for the future that I'm gonna have to change some things to make it better. Great. My future plans, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. I'm currently going back to school in about a week. I have 6 classes left to complete to have my double major. After I'm done that, so I'll be graduating officially with my double major in May 2020. My plans for the future, so for next summer, I honestly do not know yet, but I do strongly believe that next year I will be starting a master's in e-commerce either here at HEC Montréal or at Université de Sherbrooke, which I think has a great program as well, and it can be fun to just try a different university. So that are my overall plans. That being said, 6 classes divided in a year is not that much because I'll be doing 3 classes and 3 classes, so I'll have a lot more spare time, and hopefully I can take that opportunity to really build my content creation side and get more creative and things like that. If I had one advice to give you guys, if ever you do want to intern at L'Oréal, is to be ready to get out of your comfort zone. I had a very hard time doing that at first. I was very scared of someone telling me no, and I was kind of intimidated and kind of overwhelmed being the intern in such a big corporation, but it was such an amazing experience. I learned a lot in the professional side of things. I learned a lot as a person. I grew a lot as a person, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. So that is it. I think I've actually answered all your questions. As I mentioned, I have a vlog down below that kind of shows you what a typical day in my life looked like this summer, if ever you're wondering. And I know it was very chill. I'm like in my crew neck and leggings. It's because I'm going to the Lolé White tour in a couple of hours, and I just wanted to get this video out there before it was outdated. So that is it, and stay tuned for fashion videos. I have a Princess Polly haul coming soon. I have a back to school outfits video coming soon as well. So make sure to subscribe, like. If you have any other additional comments, please comment down below, and it'll be my pleasure to answer you all. Thank you, goodbye!